Good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, April the 21st. Somebody told me it was 420 yesterday. Not that I'm big into that, but now I actually know what day it is for once. That doesn't happen very often. So today, I'm going to say we're probably a week. I think we're targeting April 29th to go to the field if the weather cooperates. This last week was wet, and truthfully, we probably needed it. It helped drive the frost away. And everywhere else that was dry got a good drink. We got about an inch of rain on Tuesday. Things are starting to green up a little bit here and there. Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic right now. I think soil conditions are pretty good. I wouldn't say excellent, but I would say pretty good. And however, equipment-wise, I would say we're okay. Now, why? It's just because I feel like nothing is 100% ready. Let's take a quick look around. I want to hit a lot of small things today so that I can start crossing things off the list. So, like, so we got the 2375. It should have been ready. Should have. I thought I was done. And then the light bar wasn't working right. So I got a new one. We're going to swap it out. That's going to be good. The other thing that I should have known or clued into is that the antenna on the CB that I just put in is incorrect. That is a VHF antenna or VHF length antenna. I need to put a UHF because all of my channels are UHF. So it needs to get the top piece pulled out, cut down to length and put into the bottom piece. And again, not a big job, just awkward spot for it. At that point, we get those two done and put the cab roof back on. Again, hopefully she's ready to go. She should be. We got everything else done inside. I really can't think of anything else. There's a couple things that could be done, like I could put a camera kit in there, but I don't really want to. And, I could put some new seals, and I do think eventually, if we have this for another year, which I hope we don't, not that it's been bad, but if we don't, I'm probably going to rebuild all the quick connects. The Harrows are ready, except for one thing again, is that little indicator, and this is super, super small. I don't know what position it should be in. I know obviously it's got to rotate that way. I see that hydraulic cylinder is only slightly extended. I'm pretty sure I got it tightened, but now it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to loosen it and fully retract that cylinder, I think. And that'll be one. And then I'll set that, and then I'll see if it goes to 5. So, Dad was playing around with some tires, or not tires, checking hubs this morning. That guy's got some mud there, but yeah, he just checked these guys out, checked tire pressures. It's good to go. The newish semi still has some stuff that needs to be addressed. We are at the point now where she could run if need. Well, no, she runs. We could run her into the field right now if needed, except I would need to put that piece back on. Trying to find a good spot to mount a CB or UHF radio. There's no good places to get out of this cab. I was hoping I'd be able to just run up this pillar and get onto the roof there. It's not going to happen. Probably going to end up going on beside one of the stacks, but my cable's not long enough to do what I want, so might have to order one. Again, not mission critical, something that can happen at another time. I just like things being 100% done. There's a couple minor things that need to get, there's missing a kind of hold down there. Missing a bolt there just to tighten things up. And I think Tuesday should have a new air filter, hopefully. That one was pretty crusty. Probably tomorrow, Mom's going to Regina. I'm gonna get new shocks for it because 2 of them are no good for sure. Let's see. You can see they're leaking out. I'm gonna build a cover for this. Oh yeah, and didn't have the right end for that. So we're having lots of things where we're running up to the very end of what we can do. But, oh, this door needs to get tweaked up just a hair on the hinges. That's a 2-man job. I'm not dealing with that today. We got that pump off. She is not freaking light. So, probably, I don't know, call it 400 or 500 pounds right there that now I can haul more grain. Well, Dad's getting the itch. He's gonna go do a little bit of harrowing just half mile to the west of here, so that if we do need to go do, well, it's probably the field we're gonna start in anyways, but if Sheet Hawk or Youngs needs to do any playing around, we got a good spot for it. And if they say, hey, can we come out this day? Yeah, like we should be able to get some wheat treated in a hurry, fertilizer moved, no problem. I just gotta sweep this guy out. So he's just gonna go fuel up and he's gonna go do some work. I, on the other hand, am gonna finish running these cables and figuring out which one is which. So I've got everything running to the camera, or sorry, to the monitor. And the monitor ones, ooh, close here. The monitor ends say AV1, 2, 3, 4, but the individual cords do not. I'm gonna try. Zach and I tried this the other day, but it wasn't very sunny like it is today, so I'm hoping this works better. I'm just gonna, I guess I don't need that to pull them down. There. I'm gonna leave one tank open, and whatever one looks the brightest, that's gonna go on channel 1. Or, in this case, channel 1. We'll see if that works. Nothing connected yet. 4 channels, 4 possibilities. Let's see what we got going on. See if I can. No, I don't think that's the right one. This isn't really working the way I expected it to. So we seem to have another problem. I'm not sure which channel's which, but I suspect. Ah, here. I still have a dead channel. I have one that's flickering too. So not really sure. I suspect I might have to replace the cable that goes on the toolbar. They should be nice and clean like those two. All right, yesterday we finally got all the cameras working. That's new, and I don't like it. Girlfriend was up here telling me what was going on, but I must have a backup camera because it should not look like that. It should look like the others. Another thing to do, but ended up having a bad camera in tank 1, which is weird because it was brand new last year. So I don't know what that was all about. But we also had a bad cable on the tractor harness. Well, we'll I gotta see, I should have another camera somewhere that's probably not the same brand as that. I could also steal it off of something. Like, I don't know. I better have a camera somewhere. I'll steal one off the sprayer. I know I've got a bunch on there and we only ever use the one. We thought we had everything ready on the Cedar. Dad and I were just kind of looking, and it's just like, we don't like those stoppers that we put on for the mud scrapers. I think, and I thought from the get-go, and so does Dad, and so does Zach, it's just too low. So we're going to try shaving some of those down. The only time it would really be an issue is if we had like clumpy pea stubble or some really bad lodge wheat that we didn't harrow or something like that. I don't think it would be a problem this year, but it's just one of those things. We've got the time. Let's do it right the first time. So I got to pull this guy back into the yard, unfold it. And it's not a big job. It requires a grinder, a hammer, and an impact. And we'll just pop them off, grind maybe a 16th off, try that, see how it works. Maybe we grind a little more. I got one extra. So I can only have one major screw up, and that's also not saying I might be able to flip them to a different spot. So, okay, so here's the stock one. These are the stoppers. And what I've been doing is taking about half that distance right there, grinding down to that, and then to 0 over there. So it kind of looks like that, which is exactly the same. Shit, that's hot. And so when you do it and get them lined up, you can see it looks very little. All right, we got the drill 100% done on our end just in time. It sounds like tomorrow Young's is going to come out. They just dropped, the salesman just came by, dropped off a pallet and a couple boxes. Anyways, Young's is going to come out tomorrow and get all that installed by the sound of it. And then we're thinking we're going to talk to Vaderstad probably right now. Colin's talking with Vaderstad and book them to come and do our initial startup. Possibly Friday is kind of where we targeted. And at least then, if we have any issues, we got the weekend to resolve it and hopefully get going full tilt by Monday. So he's got a couple of things to do on the hitch of the drill to prevent the hoses from snagging and wearing and rubbing and getting wrecked. What I'm working on this morning is the Deltatrack, and we're not sure why. I know it shouldn't be an alternator. It really shouldn't be the batteries because they're brand new last year. But the last couple of times, usually this thing's always had a bit of a power draw. And it's like you leave it for a week or 10 days and it's a tough start. Not bad. Well, was it Monday morning? We went, so I moved it out Friday. I didn't flip the disconnect. Monday morning we went to start it and it wouldn't go. It would turn over, but it wasn't stone dead. So we ended up, what did we left my truck on it to charge for a bit and fired up. Finished what we were doing Monday, which was shaving those little stoppers on the mud scrapers, and then parked it back out there. I did turn the disconnect off. Dad went to start it this morning and it would just click, click, click. So I'm going to go through, I did load test, and they're showing up good, all of them. So I'm cleaning up all the points, and I'm going to start putting chargers on them and wake them up. Yeah, I'm just going to go through about everything and just shine it. And because like a couple, this guy was really hard to get off. You can see there's some crustiness here, there, everywhere. So we're just going to polish it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the alternator or the batteries. If you look, that guy is just right full of corrosion. Can't imagine that was making good connection at all. Yeah, that's just gross. Like, geez. I busted chunks off of it. Off the middle. So we gotta last 2-3 days like this, and then we'll get the new one. It sits at the front of the batteries, so it'll be easy to change. See the new kit, I'm pretty happy about the way things are. Wish it would have been installed when I was running the camera hoses or cables. Just getting everything spun up to speed.